Okay, so to start all this off with the packed ice, we have to do another layer of glass down here just to get us started. So this is where the ice layer will start out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it's going to drop down by 1 because obviously the flowing water will want to flow both directions if we don't drop it down, so that's why we're dropping it down 1 here. Now obviously I'm going to have to terraform this land down so I can do the ice pack that's going down there. This one right here will drop off into the bay where this one right here drops off into, and then I believe we're just gonna have, all that come down here and drop down in here as well, to be transferred over there to a item elevator, if you will. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and put in a glass layer too. Doesn't really matter. So that's 8 blocks there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the items can just drop off right here. So, and basically just got to repeat that. I do 2 rows on this end and 3 rows of ice on the other end, and that's just because on the other end the flying machine has to have room to be sent back. And I'll show that eventually. But basically we're going to do this on this end for right now. And then I'll wrap this in glass. As a matter of fact, I think we can do that right now real quick. So just place a glass block right there and then place another one on top of it and go ahead and start placing the glass on this. And this glass obviously has to go up. Like so. It's going to go up even higher too because it has to go all the way up to where the flying machine will knock the crop into it. Don't know if this is going to prevent me from falling off or not. Looks like it is. Okay. Alright, so go up a little bit higher. But basically we're just going to do this on both sides, and we're going to take the walls all the way up with glass as well too, so. But like I said, it's just too wide with the packed ice on this side, the side where it starts, because the slime, or the slime block machine, flying machine, whatever you want to call it, will start out with that side on the immovable object or immovable blocks, and the other side will be just hovering over this waterway. So. And on the other end, we'll have 3 blocks of packed ice, just so it has space for that flying machine to run into the wall and then be sent back by the piston on the other side, which I will get to eventually. So right now I'm going to work on finishing up the glass sides, putting some lights up in here, and doing these packed ice things on either end. And then when I come back, we'll start on the flying machine. After I show you guys the glass enclosure, because I'm going to take this all the way up. I'm going to go ahead and do all the glass to get it done, because that's another one that's painstaking and takes forever to do. So might as well go ahead and do it now so I don't have to do it later. Alright, so unfortunately a shulker box full of glass is not going to be enough for this project, so I'm going to have to go and get some more sand and turn it into glass at the mansion, which before I do that I wanted to go ahead and get started on the flying machine basically. So let's go ahead and pull out the stuff we need. We need our slime blocks, our 2 sticky pistons, we're also going to need the 2 pistons. We'll need a couple of droppers and a couple of glass blocks, so I might as well swap this one back for that one. Oh, we need the observers too. That's a big deal too. Let's put the meat up there and put the observers down here. That's why we got the other 2 observers. So basically, we're going to start from the end here. Glass block. Then we're going to have 7 sticky blocks, or slime blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we should have 8 boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. So now, I'm going to place another glass block right here with the other 7 blocks of slime. Heading back this way. Alright, so what's going to happen here is we're going to have the observer facing the opposing direction. Just like that. And we want the sticky piston to face into this, into the slime block, which I can't remember how exactly I did that, but I'm thinking I did this? Nope, that's not how we did it. So I think I might have to put something here. It's like another slime block, and then that's not exactly what I want to do. There we go. That's not going to work either. Well, anyway, you have to get this sticky piston to face... Oops. It has to face into this slime block right here. And if I'm facing the slime block, it's going to face the piston towards me, unfortunately. So that's the way you want to get that set up. And I'll come back when I get that figured out and fixed up. But what we can do right now is we're going to place our solid block, our immovable block, if you will, right here like that. So that way this observer hits it. So this stops the whole machine. Then we're going to have a piston facing out like this. And behind that glass block, we'll actually destroy that glass block, and we'll destroy the one below it, and we'll put a stone block in there with red stone dust going up into this piston. That's going to be attached to an observer right over in that doorway that I have formed right now. The observer will be basically right here on the grass, but it's going to be up, or not the grass, but the leaves. It's going to be right here at this block right here. So we'll have a stone block right here, and then the observer will come through right here and redstone feeding into it. So it sends a signal out whenever the crop gets to 3 tall, because that's as tall as sugarcane usually gets, or is supposed to get, is 3 tall. It will send a signal back into this piston. The piston shoots forward, and that causes the observer to notice that it's that there's something changed, right? So it sends this machine on through, and does its thing, knocks the crops off. Alright, so I'll be back whenever I get this all fixed up. Okay, so we got the sticky pistons on there. So this one right here is supposed to be facing this way, and this one right here is supposed to be facing that way. Now we got to set up the immovable block on the other side with the piston, which will hit this one and shoot the piston out to send it back, basically the opposite direction. So basically we'll just go ahead and put the piston down first, since we know it's going to be on this line right here, if you will. So it'll be facing out like that, and then we'll have the immovable block right there to hit the observer block as it hits over here to stop it, and then we'll have a observer block sitting in the wall over there on that end to send a signal to send this piston out to shove. Wait a minute, that's on the wrong level, wasn't it? Yeah, that's on the wrong level. That needs to go up higher, because this is the level that the machine is on. That's my bad. So let's fix that. then I'll have to get out of here somehow. So it's going to be right here, right? Yeah, so it should be one block above that. That's facing down the wrong way. I'll have to climb back up there and put it up there right. Not everything goes according to plan, but oh well. So they'll face down. That's fine. That's just our removable block. So I don't really care how that looks. But I'll go ahead and fix this up, and then I'm gonna go head back to the mansion, get some more sand to turn into glass, and then come right back and finish capping off the roof, and start on the redstone, which is going to take forever. But that's part of this project. It's a big project, so I'll come back whenever I got all this capped off then, guys. Okay, so I finally got some more glass. I had to go get some more glowstone as well, because I just wanted to have some more for the flow we're about to do now. Basically, we're going to have to bring the drop system from the end here to the other end, which will bring it to the storage area. And I might actually have to go grab my shovel. No, I don't think I'll have to. Don't think I'll have to, so I think we'll be good. I am gonna have to move some torches though. So let's move them out by one. That'll do for now. And basically this is going to have to be on ground level right here to start. And we'll go ahead and cap that off too, so that way I want to actually put glass where I don't want it at. Alright, it's right there. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is count out 8 blocks, right? Well, I don't even have to do that. We can just go ahead and take this straight back, because this is just going to be water flows and pressure plates. Did I even grab them? I don't think I did. Yes, I did actually. I did grab the pressure plates. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and place all this ice to the end, and I'll come back when I've got some water buckets and all this right here set up for putting the water and the pressure plates in, and I'll show you how I set that up. Alright, so now I get to show you guys how I'm going to fill this thing up. Obviously these right here will be easy, the longer ones, or the big ones on the end, because I basically just put a water bucket into each section, and it forms a flow all the way to the end. So just 3 source blocks there, and then 3 source blocks there, and then it'll flow all the way to the end of the block. On these, we dump a bucket into here. I seal it off with my glass now. Right where the water flow ends, I have to place a pressure plate, and then I dump the next bucket right after the pressure plate. So that way the water does not flow backwards. We're gonna continual flow in the same direction. Then I'll come back through after I've done all of these, and I'll cap this off with glass, so that way none of the product flies out, or none of the crop flies out. And I just keep repeating this process over and over again, stacking up my empty buckets, which is gonna take a while, it looks like. So yeah, it's actually not that hard. Not that hard. And I've already put a couple of pressure plates down there to make sure that the water does not flow into the little section. But when I get down there, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I had to actually change a little bit at the end, but it's going to work out just fine. I had this right here. This pressure plate right here was actually right here, but obviously I can't do that because that's where that water flow ends, so I had to do a pressure plate a little bit sooner than I wanted. So if I would have put this source block here, with the pressure plate here, it would just be sitting still, which we don't want. It's just a pool, so that would stop some of the, it's most likely going to stop some of the crop from going through. So I had to change it to where I just have it turn a little bit, so it's going to turn from this source block. It's going to pull the crops through and turn on this side, and then we have two perfect flows. So I poured a source block right there in front of where the droppers will be shooting items out into some water to go into here. And then all the items from up here will drop down into here as well. And this right here is our main catching pool, which will send the items down here to the end, which this is where the end of the water flow is. And we'll start a new flow in here. So I'll have a couple of plates here, and it'll kind of slow the items down a little bit. They'll hit this wall here, which will put them in a new water flow flowing this way. And then we'll have the water or the item elevator right here at the end of this flow right here on this end. So that's going to be for another time here in just a second, because I need to get to sleep before I get caught by the wild animals out here, the zombies. So I'll be back after I get all that situated. So filling this part is not really that hard. You just have to put in some like temporary blocks or whatever, and then drop down in here, and then just dump a water bucket on one side, then dump a water bucket on another. You just want this continuous flow from both source blocks, forcing the items down the same way. That's all you really want. And I'm just going to have to break this glass block or temporary block and let it flow with the water to the end. As you can see, I already put in the other portion there, started the water elevator for the, or the item elevator if you want to call it that. I don't know what you want to call it. I just call it item elevator or elevator, period, because it's basically what it's doing is lifting the items. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side over here, and then come back and get to work on the water elevator. Okay, so the first things first, for the item elevator to work, we need to have some soul sand. So I'll place that down. I'm just looking at my pressure plate right there. And we're going to want to have this glass with us too, if I can stop double clicking. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to dump a water bucket. See the bubbles coming up out of the soul sand? That's what we want to see. So we're going to jump up, place a piece of glass, grab another water bucket, dump it. I don't know if this is my resource pack that's causing this, or if this is just the way it's supposed to be, where you can only get the bubbles if you start from the soul sand and just keep dumping buckets of water on the way up. But that's how I've been doing it. So I'm going to continue this all the way up by dumping one water bucket per layer, and then placing a glass block after I dump the water bucket, so that way I can get more water buckets ready to go. And I'll keep repeating that each and every single time until I got it to the height that I want it, and then we'll take the items that way and drop them into the chest. I've already got the hoppers on the back of the chests that I have there. We'll stair step it down as we go. I'm thinking we'll take it up to this height right here, and then we'll take it over there and we'll see what happens, because I really don't need that many chests for the sugarcane. It won't harvest as much that fast. The bamboo farm is a different story, so that's why I haven't put a roof on that yet. So I'll come back when I got this all ready and going. Alright, so finally got the water elevator done. It wraps around here, and I had to raise the chest up a little bit more, but that was fine. I had plenty of chests made and plenty of hoppers made, so I've got plenty left to do the bamboo side at least. I might do just a little bit higher for the bamboo. I'm not sure. I might try to keep it like the same height. It just depends on what else I want to do for a farm. I'm thinking about maybe a cactus farm as well for like major experience game without having to do anything except just let my character be here overnight, AFK. So the farms will farm, and the cactus farm can automatically farm itself, and then we'll have a bunch of experience for free. That'll be nice, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 3, then 7 times 4, and then 6 times 4. That's not bad. And I'll still have to make some bamboo scaffolding to get up there so I can climb up there and enter the rest of the chest if I want to. But now we're going to focus on the redstone portion of the build. So this is the biggest pain of the project, pretty much. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the project back here. So basically, I've got to climb up the back here. And put an observer right up in this area right here. As a matter of fact, I think it's got to sit right in that hole right there. So right there where that glass pane is. I think that's where it's got to sit at. So let me go verify where I need to put the observers on this end, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so basically this is right where we want our observer to be at. So I'm going to have to place a temporary block, or stone block, if you will. Get rid of this glass block. Did it go inside? I think it went inside. Maybe it didn't. Okay. Anyway, let's scroll down here and get this observer block ready. It should be right in here, right? No, it needs to be up a block further. Or no, it doesn't, because this is, we want it to hit the pane. That's right, we wanted to hit the pane. I was getting myself confused by what's going on inside there. So we want it facing in like that, and then we want it to come out like this. And then, so its facing will get hit by the pane on the side, basically, as it comes by. It might even have to be moved back further, but we'll find out. Because we do a test run anyway, so let's jump off of here. It's going to come down, and we're just going to make it to where it follows along the glass here. This one right here is actually going to use up a lot less blocks compared to the one in my brother's realm. The first one was really just a rough draft of what this right here is. So this one right here uses a lot less glass blocks, a lot less just blocks, period. Because I've kept everything in close proximity of the farm itself. So it uses up a lot less blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and lay all this stone, and then we'll start on the redstone all the way down here to the machine with the repeaters and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and lay all this stone anyway.